Welcome to another episode of the Quip Corner with Ada. It is a delight to have my next guest in the Quip Corner's book corner with me again. Please join us and learn about her new book. See you in a bit. Welcome back to the Quip Corner's book corner, Eunice.
Thank you again for having me. I don't take this for granted. Thank you for the invite once again.
Thank you for accepting the invite because it goes both ways, right?
I know, but out of your busy schedule, you schedule this appointment. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for for answering the call because it's dedication. It takes commitment and dedication to do something like this. So
True.
I
Yes.
want to commend you for all your efforts.
We thank
Thank
God.
you.
Yeah, thank God for grace and capacity. Okay, so last year, of course, I follow you on social media and I saw that you had already mentioned at an earlier video that, Triple Hood was going to be a big sister sooner than later.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And yeah, there it is. Why does my spouse do that? This is the new
Yes,
one, the baby.
yes, yes. And that is, as they would say, $1 million or maybe even $1 trillion question.
Question. Exactly, exactly. So it is. It came out of my personal experience as a wife,
Mm-hmm.
as a minister in church,
Yeah.
working with couples, and as a professional counsel.
Okay.
And what researchers are saying about the same topic.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want it to be just based on my personal experience or
Mm-hmm.
ministerial experience or professional experience. So a lot of research
Went into
went
this.
into this piece.
Nice.
And the reason why I did that is because I don't want people to feel like, okay, I am the only one. We are
Mm.
the only couple in the world going through these challenges. So I want people to know that whatever is happening in their marriage is common,
Uh-huh.
more than they think.
More common
Yes,
than they know.
yes, exactly. Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting. I like the fact that it started from inside out, right?
Mm. Mhm.
Because a lot of times people feel that, oh, just me, poor me, it's just me that this is happening to. I mean, positive or negative, whether they're good things or not so good things, sometimes people feel like it's just me that it's happening to. So it's nice to be able
Mm.
to say, knock, 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 knock. No, you're not
Wake
that
up now.
unique.
You are not the only one. Yeah, that's exactly how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when we feel we are the only one, there is a pressure, there is a weight, a different weight
Mm.
that the burden carries
Yeah, yeah.
than when you know that other people are going through the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So to give people that comfort and encouragement that whatever is going on in your marriage,
Yeah.
it is not typical
Unique.
of you. Nothing
Yeah.
is wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
is common
Amen.
and it is workable.
Yeah.
So,
I like that. It's workable. It's
mhm.
workable because sometimes people feel like they're at a dead end, nowhere to go from here.
Marriage is a lot of work. When you see beautiful couple smiling and giggling in the public, they have put a lot of work
Into
into
it.
into their union.
Yeah. Yeah.
Marriage is like a plant. You don't plant a seed and just abandon it.
Mm.
You water it,
Yeah.
you remove weeds, you put manure. Some people use chemical fertilizer, some people use organic.
Yeah.
You expose it to sunlight.
Yeah.
So also marriage, we need to put in the work that it needs.
Mm.
God has instituted marriage. God is a relational God. God wants us to have a partner, a
Mm-hmm.
spouse
Yeah.
for companionship, for
Yes.
procreation,
Yes.
and to establish his kingdom on earth.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to do our part.
For sure. For sure. It's a
So
two-way
doing our
street.
part
Mm-hmm.
exactly is to recognize when we are not saying hi to hi, and
Yeah.
when we need to sit down and talk,
Mm-hmm.
when we need to seek professional help, and all of that.
Mm.
So,
When you gave the analogy of a plant, you talked about uprooting weeds. Can you give us some examples of what could be weeds? Because the reason why I think the reason why God dropped that in my heart is, there's some times that you see weeds, but they look beautiful. But if you don't know these are weeds, you could leave them and let them keep growing, not realizing that they are going to endanger the plant. So can you give us
so
examples of weeds in
example of
marriage?
weeds that we see here, one of them is dandelions.
Yes,
You
beautiful,
will see you will see yellow flower, and
attractive.
it's taking the nutrients that your
Yes,
vegetables or your flowers,
yes.
whatever you planted in your garden,
Mm-hmm.
is depriving your good crops of the
Yes,
nutrients.
yes.
But they appear beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Dandelions appear beautiful, especially when you have
A
your
lot
yard
of
full
them.
of them. A lot of
Yes.
them, you see that yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So, what are the examples that we see in marriages? Unresolved personal issues. Some people go into marriage with their unresolved personal issues.
Mm-hmm.
Some go into the marriage with the resentment and the bitterness from past failed past relationship, right?
Mm.
And this can come up in different form, can cause triggers. And that is why I put this book together so that people can have the understanding when your spouse is behaving somehow,
Yeah.
you can approach him or her from a place of empathy and a
Mm.
place of understanding.
Mm. Mm.
Example would be someone that who experience neglect or abandonment
Mm-hmm.
in their childhood.
Yeah.
They could transfer that into their marriage by not feeling secure
Mm.
when their partner is away, maybe on
Mm.
business trip
Yeah.
or go somewhere from work, or they are running late or something like that because they were neglected.
Yeah.
Maybe their parents separated
Mm.
or something tragic happened that
Yeah.
they experienced neglect or abandonment growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And now, when their spouse is late in coming back from work or from their trip, they are triggered.
Mm.
Is she
Mm.
gonna leave me like my mom did? Is she gonna leave me?
Yeah.
Dad leave me? Or my ex left,
Yeah.
walk
Yeah.
out of the
Yeah.
house and never came back.
Yeah.
So those can trigger, those experiences can trigger some reactions. So
Mm.
to some people, it could be anxieties. To some people, it could be false accusation and assumptions because of past experiences.
Experiences. Hmm.
Yeah.
You know, when you were talking about neglect, what dropped in my heart as an example of a weed, which could also be manure, is friendships. Because the way it just came to me was there are some friendships that are weeds and some are manure that help your marriage. Because the right kind of friends, you were talking about, the feeling of neglect. Some people, when they open up to a friend and say, this is how I'm feeling, the right kind of friends will be like, no, 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 you shouldn't feel that way, and encourage the marriage to continue. But some other friends are weeds that will take nutrients. They'll be like, yes, I've seen that happen before, and things like that. So, what part would you say friendship really plays in understanding why one spouse behaves the way they do?
Okay, so I want to speak on responses that we can get from friends. Some friends will allow you to explore your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So recognizing that emotion is okay. If I feel sad because my husband came home late or something and I expressed it to my friend,
Yeah.
it's okay for my friend to say, oh, tell me more about it. You feel sad. Because if we don't feel it, we can't heal it. You can't heal from
Mm.
something you don't feel. I know you play with words a lot.
Well, I'm sure you already saw the twinkle in my eye.
I can
You
see
know
that.
me too well.
Yes, I do. So it's okay to have feelings,
Yeah.
but we don't want our emotions to rule over us. We want to be able to manage our emotions.
Yes.
So if you are upset or angry about something, I want to know more about it. How are you feeling? What
Mm-hmm.
does it mean for you to be
Yeah.
angry because your husband did this or that?
Yeah.
So now we have to be careful, because if you tell your matter to your friend, there is that possibility
Mm-hmm.
that your friend is going to take your side.
True.
There is that
Some
possibility.
friends, yes, I agree.
Some friends
Yeah.
may take, yeah. Eh, when family members, extended family members come to me for their marital issues, I direct them to see somebody else
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a family.
Exactly.
There is that
So you could be
bias.
biased.
I could be biased. And
Mm.
then, even if I'm not biased, the
Perception.
the in-law could say she said that because she's her
Perception.
family or his
Perception.
family.
Yeah.
So in order to save the two parties from, whether perceived bias or true bias, I
Mm-hmm.
will say, don't talk to me about your marital matters. Go talk to your pastor. Go talk to a counselor.
Mm-hmm. Someone who's independent.
Someone who is, yeah, because if I already know you, I may not be biased. You may think my response to the matter may not sit
Yeah.
well with you,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
But if you talk
Yep.
to someone neutral, Is
Mm-hmm.
totally different. And some friends will give you good advice.
Yeah.
They will lend you that shoulder that you need to lean on. They will not give
Yeah.
you wrong advice
Yeah.
to say, oh, your spouse is the only one that does that in the whole world, and give you wrong
Mm.
advice. Some
Yeah.
friends will give you good advice.
Yeah.
But then how do you know? Discernment. Can you
True.
discern who is your
True.
friend?
True.
So it's very important for you to, like I said at the start, that we are relational beings.
Mm-hmm.
So God created us to interact, to
Mm.
relate. So we cannot do life on our own.
Yes.
If we can, you know, God would have just placed one person per city.
Yeah.
Is that possible? Yeah, if God does not want our paths to cross,
Yes. Yeah. True.
right? And God
True.
demonstrated that to us in the relationship of the triune God.
Yeah.
So we cannot do without one another.
True.
But then we need to be wise in choosing who to discuss
Yeah.
our matter
Disclose things
with.
with.
Yeah,
Too.
because if you
Okay.
are not discerning, when your friend advises you wrongly, you take to that advice.
True. True. Hmm.
And it could be dangerous.
Yeah.
It could jeopardize your relationship.
Yeah. Very
So,
nicely put. Talking about playing with words, when you're talking about, if you don't feel it, you can't heal it and things like that. And then talking about emotions, not letting emotions rule us. What dropped in my heart is if you let your emotions rule you, they could ruin you, you know?
exactly. See,
So,
she came up with something right there on the spot. Yeah, exactly. Your emotions can ruin you if you empower your emotion. So
yes.
you are the person that needs to manage your emotion. Emotions are manageable.
Yes.
Don't let your emotions control you.
Mm,
So you can
control them.
recognize your
Yeah.
emotion. That's
Yeah.
okay to
Yeah.
say, yes, I feel this way. It's okay to
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge your emotion, because if you don't
Yeah.
acknowledge your emotion, then you wouldn't know how to deal with it.
Yes. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, now I am really curious. I'd like you to read something from your book to us, please. You decide. Just pick something, please.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know that we're gonna be reading, but let me read from this page here. I want to read from page 189.
Okay.
Saver versus spender. One of the aspects that couples fight over is about finance.
Money. Yeah. Money, money, money.
Money, 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 money. So, as the saying goes, money answereth all things. Having sufficient funds to meet one's basic needs often alleviates many worries
Mm-hmm.
and allows for a more enjoyable life.
Yeah.
For many couples, financial matters can be a significant source of tension
Mm-hmm.
and conflict. When partners have enough resources to cover their necessities and indulge in life's little pleasures, they often experience a more harmonious relationship. At a recent couples event, one participant shared a poignant story that resonated with many in the room. She described her early years of marriage marked by impulse purchasing that stem from a longing for instant gratification. The
Mm-hmm.
thrill or spontaneity drove her to make unplanned purchases, thinking they would bring her joy.
Mm.
However, this behavior tested the very foundation of our relationship. Financial strain, arguments, overspending, and the weight of unfulfilled expectations A candid reflection highlighted how those early years were a tumultuous mix of love and the realities of financial stress.
Mm.
It served as a reminder that while money can address many needs, it can also complicate relationships if
Mm.
not managed wisely.
Mm.
If you see 10 couples, 7 out of them may be having financial issues. It may not be what they come to talk to you about, but you can tell
Perceive
that,
that. Yeah.
yeah, that the origin of all this argument is money.
Money.
Yeah, the management of it, someone is spending more, someone has high expectations, the other one is a saver,
Yeah.
this one is a spender, you make it, you spend it.
Yeah.
Whereas the other person believes that we need to plan for the future.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there is a saying in my language that we have 4 seasons. You
Okay.
have the morning when you are 0 to 30, that's the morning
Okay.
of your life. The afternoon of your life is like 30 to about 49.
Oh,
So
okay.
about 50 is the evening of your life.
Mm.
So when you get to 70, that is the night.
Ooh,
So
interesting.
some from the morning of their life, they plan for the night.
Yes.
Whereas some people, they have the uh, idea that when I just make money, I can spend it anyhow without thinking about
The
tomorrow.
future.
They
Yeah.
don't budget,
Yeah.
they don't plan for retirement,
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah.
plan for important events in their lives, they don't
Yeah.
save for healthcare,
Yeah.
you know, they don't have plans,
Mm.
basically. They just live one day at a
At a
time
time.
and then like no man's business.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Mm-hmm.
two people from extreme ends marry each other, there's bound to be conflicts
Yeah.
over money.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
So this book address those seasons that we have in life.
Nice.
Families with, when you first start, the honeymoon phase, when you start having children,
Children. Yeah. Yeah.
the reactions that you get from your spouse. It addresses mental illness, infertility in marriage,
Mm.
domestic violence,
Mm.
and expectations
Mm.
at retirement, to mention
Wow.
a few. Yeah.
Wow. That's nice. This is not just a book, it's a resource manual.
It is a resource, and my editor said you wrote a textbook. Someone said it's a mobile counselor.
That's
So
nice. That's
different people
nice.
came up with different names for it
Yeah, to describe it.
to describe it based on their experience with
Yeah,
the book. So it's
nice.
important for us to pay attention to all those things that we see in our partners and come from an angle of understanding.
Yeah.
So the book will help people understand their spouse.
Amen.
It talks about childhood trauma.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about gender roles, the traditional gender roles, mental load, foresight,
Hmm.
yeah, building bridges and stuff like that. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Mhm.
Talking about building bridges. How can we build the bridge to know where to get your book? Because people now need to know, let's bridge over. Let's build that bridge. Where and how can people get copies of this
Okay,
book?
so the book is in different forms. There's paperback,
Yes.
available on Amazon, Kindle. The ebook is available on
Yes.
my website,
Nice.
euniceoderinde.com. You
Okay.
can get audiobook on Audible and Apple and iTunes.
Okay. So it will
So
also
there
be
are
a
different
nice
formats. So we want to make it as accessible as
as
possible
possible.
so that
Nice. Well
people who
done.
want to listen on the go,
Yeah.
they can get audio.
Yes. I saw your post about you want to multitask. You can listen to it while you're doing your different tasks. So well done. Well done in accessibility.
All the glory belongs to God. I'm so thankful.
Amen.
I'm thankful
Amen.
for the
Amen.
opportunity. It's an opportunity to put the book together.
Out
It's an
there.
opportunity.
Yes.
The vision came and God allowed it to build up and
Mm,
flow. So
nice.
I thank God for the
Nice.
grace. There is
Nice.
nothing
Well
that
done.
we have that's not given to us from above.
True. We must never forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Mhm.
thank you so much. I really, really enjoyed listening and learning more about your book. And thanks for joining me in the Quip Corner again.
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks for the opportunity.
You're welcome. God bless you.
Amen.
Amen.
All
Hmm.
right. Bye
Take
bye.
care. Bye now. Yes, it's not just a book, it's a resource manual. So much to learn from it. Okay. Below this, you'll see how you can get copies of this book. And remember, like I said, if you don't rule your emotions, they could ruin you. Wow. I look forward to reading your comments on this video and subsequent videos. God bless you. Bye now.